Nick Casalove. Hi, Dem Dem, Io. Hello, Mims. Merry Christmas, sweetheart.
We'll try to stay silent to where the undied be.
All right, it is 7 o'clock, just gone on 7 o'clock. Boxing Day Eve. No, that'd be Christmas. No, Boxing Day, 26th of December. I have just delivered a bedding bale to the cows down here on the end of the barn with the tractor that really doesn't like this spot on a good day and really doesn't like this spot in 10 inches of snow, which is what we got a couple days ago. And I'm realizing now that I've done this, there's a lot of obstacles to get around down here, including which a massive stone right behind me. So I have to bring the cows a bale here in a minute. That's really why I started the tractor, and then I realized, well, Yep, okay. Wow. Yeah, I had to plow down here the other day, and I only used the 8-foot bucket, and so it's a little close to tractor's 7'10" or something like that. So I don't know what's buried in the snow or what I might have pushed in the snow with a bucket. Yeah, so I'm just, I came out to feed cows. They'd obliterated the bale they had, so I'm going to bring them another bale. Problem has been, we're minus whatever right now, and it is really cold, and I'm freezing up, but the bales, more importantly, the bales are frozen solid, so I've been having to chop away at them with an axe. Ouch it. Not fun at all. Once you get in a ways, they're less frozen, or at least the last one was. So, very atypical, very deep cold weather right now for a couple more days, and then it's going to break and we're going to warm up. Probably going to rain on Monday. What is it, Friday today? So, yeah. Just some unexpected night work. We didn't do much yesterday for Christmas. That was the point. Just relax, and we didn't have to go anywhere. Nobody was coming here. Just have a simple chill day, except for livestock chores. And also, I had purposely made it so that I didn't have to dicey in the snow with that much weight. Oh, right, I can back up. I don't have that bucket in the way. So, yeah, I left this part till today, and I was going to try and get it done earlier. The door is sticking because of all the ice everywhere. that's the other thing. It melted. It got warm, sunny, and it melts and gets in the doors of tractors and stuff. Coastal living. Don't let anyone fool you. It ain't all cupcakes and sunshine. All right, cows are awaiting some grub. So I can feed them their grain. But I want to do that at the last minute because I also have to open up that other bale. So I can bed them with some of it tonight. All right, I'm gonna get going because my hands are already blocks of ice. I also fed the field calves a bale because they were out. They probably pick away at what they've got left, but I want them to have a windbreak tonight. If the wind kicks up, they can shelter around that bale and be just fine. By rights, I should be out there doing something, but it is too damn cold. It's Saturday afternoon. I gotta wait. It's gonna warm up tomorrow and the next day, and I can make better progress if I'm not absolutely frozen. Sometimes you just can't reach a pig, so you tape the Banamine bottle onto the end of a rake and reach over the pen. Ginger boar over there's a little lame. So I decided to give them some anti-inflammatory. All right, I am taking a bale out to the field, partial bale. It was down there in the hay feeder from when the heifers were down the hill. I'm gonna drop it out in the field today. It's gonna be a mild, sunny day. I think the cows could do with some exercise, and I desperately need to clean the barn. So we're gonna leave this for them to have something to draw them out here while I'm cleaning the barn. And I gotta go back and get the hay feeder next, the hay ring. This tractor does pretty good in the snow. I'm not too worried about that, but climbing the hill, it was a little bit iffy. All right, that's good enough. Let's drop it. Boom! I can lower that and go back down the hill for the hay feeder. It's going to be mild today, just about the freezing mark, and then it's going to get really wet and nasty. So we're expecting a mixed storm of snow and ice and rain starting tonight, I think, and into Monday and Tuesday, Sunday, and then into Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday's supposed to be a nice day after the storm breaks. I have to check the forecasts have been not exactly inaccurate, but just not holding exact, and also changing at the last minute a lot. So I'm not gonna hold my breath until we actually see weather. Already, you know, we were predicted to have over a foot the other day, and we barely got 10 inches. And some of the other predictions just have kind of fallen short. They seem a little extreme. But then one of these days, the weather prediction isn't going to be very severe, and we're going to get hammered. That's just the way of it. But God, it's a beautiful day. I wish my knee felt better. This is the sort of day you go cross-country skiing. It'd be great to get down to the forest and head down to the river or something today, but there's just too much to do. I gotta clean them. My knee and Allison's ankle aren't great, so we're gonna stick around the barnyard today. I'm gonna clean the barn and probably work on the heating project, whatever I can get done. Allison's milking cows now. Problem with the heating project is I'm stalled really on doing anything more in the boiler room, the shipping container, until tomorrow when the valves come. As soon as I get those valves, then I can start making progress with the system. All right. Hairy corner on the hillside navigated. Going downhill, and we'll get that hay ring. Unfortunately, I only have the bale grapple on here. I don't exactly have an easy, great way of getting the hay ring, but we'll see what I can do with the grapple. That hay ring's pretty beat up after, I think we've had it for 6-7 years. Moved it several times with the excavator, and that's never been a good choice of moving it. Best really are the forks on the skid steer or a chain. The grapple of the excavator, well, the bucket and the the thumb work great on the excavator. It's not quite ideal. All right, let's see what I can do. Is this enough? No, it's not going to grip it in any possible way, shape, or form. It may also be frozen to the ground. Nope, not frozen to the ground, but also not coming up easy. All right, what can I do? What can I do? Well, I'm going to go, maybe I got a plan. I guess I'll use a ratchet strap and go through the bucket. All right, let's give this a shot, see what happens. Works like a charm. Now, navigating up the hill, that's going to be the real challenge. Where can I put you? All right, that's the ring and the bale delivered. Go park the tractor, put the gates back up, help Allison finish with milking, and I can clean the barn later. Send the cows out here immediately after milking. Cows headed out to the field. Hope they don't break their neck. Didn't lose any, did I? They're excited. All right, so they were reluctant to go at first. Now they are crazed. So I can clean the barn. But I have a very short amount of time to do this because they're going to lose interest rapidly. Oh, I got to get the skid steer in here. I got to make sure this gate's closed in case they break through the other gate that I just closed. You never know. All right, so this is a scratty mess. It's been a while. Oh, I know. I can't swing these gates shut. All right, well, this is a real mess because it hasn't been cleaned since just before Christmas. And we had some bad weather, so it is overdue. Well, damn it. They keep racing back and forth. They do not want to be out in the field. That's not helpful. I gotta be able to get this dang barn cleaned. Real chance of them pressuring that line and knocking it down. That is the problem with electric fences and not having gates, steel gates of any kind. Let's get the skid steer in here and close this gate behind me. I got burned a lot of calories racing back and forth like that. It is the 29th of 30th of December, and we have an icy mess. It is raining. It is hovering around the freezing mark. And anything that was packed snow yesterday is glare ice today. So this entire area here, part of the driveway, the path down to the barn is treacherous. So Allison's taking real caution walking. I'm gonna go feed the front calves, and then under this pile of snow might be some stone that I can spread down there to give us a bit of grip. We should have gotten our employee by now that's helping us out, but it's way too icy to even drive on the roads. All the local bulletin boards are saying, yeah, just don't even go on the roads. They're so icy. I've got my logging boots with cleats on, so at least I'm somewhat mobile, but even these aren't foolproof. And so I'm waiting for a delivery of parts that should be coming at some point this morning, and I fear it'll be delayed, but I can't work on the boiler system without them, and I won't be able to do anything on the boiler today if I don't get them, so hopefully they come. Over an hour into chores, and we still haven't started milking. We're still dealing with rain and ice, and now I'm going to get the tractor warmed up so I can get a bale down to the cows. By rights, I should move that moldy bale out of my way right now, but I'm not sure I can get up and down that hill more than once in the ice. I just tried the skid steer to break open the stone pile, and it's frozen solid. It isn't going anywhere. And because of a different issue with the diesel tank pump being frozen up and not working for, I don't know why, it stopped working the other day, and I haven't been able to get it to work again, but I don't have any diesel to put in the skid steer, and it's flashing empty on me when it's just sitting on level ground, so that means it really is empty. So that ain't gonna happen, and I ain't gonna go to the village for diesel today because everyone's still saying the roads are treacherous. Anyway, I'm gonna get this bale out for the cows, and hopefully I do not get stuck down. I suppose if I get stuck down the hill with the tractor, at least if I can get the bale down to them. This bale better not be moldy. I was really pissed at 10:30 last night when I discovered the bale I'd brought for late night feeding was totally moldy. I didn't help that it was frozen solid, and this morning it is thawed enough to pry apart, but it is just mold all the way through. So, yeah, it's just compost at this point. It's just so frustrating. And I hadn't had a moldy bale for a while, so I thought I was out of it. And the pile is diminishing, and it's still not the end of December. I got enough for January and into February, but I'm not going to make May on anything that I bought, and so we'll be feeding out the lesser quality stuff. Anyway, all right. Neither here nor there. I hope 2026 is a better year than 25. Although 25 didn't treat us too badly. Bought the farm. We've had record holiday sales. We've had good growth on the channel. Thank you all for watching. And I got some projects done, but I really need those boiler parts. I just watched the video that I released for Monday, this coming Monday, and it's about waiting just around Thanksgiving, thinking that I'd get the boiler system done by Christmas. Yeah, that was very optimistic on the world working the way it used to and things coming in a timely fashion. Anyway, I'm gonna go feed these cows and get milking. Just a sign of the weather we've had and the steepness. That roof is a 12-12 pitch, and the snow's come off of it, most of it. This one is an 8-12 pitch, and the snow hasn't come off of it because we haven't had enough sun to slip it and cause it to fall. So it's sitting there flooding out the feeding zone because I don't have a deep enough overhang on it. I got to remedy that in the future. A shed roof over this would go a long way, but also I don't know then. I can't have the handling system here and still feed bales the way I've been feeding them, so that's going to be an issue. But anyway, because we've had so much snow, because I have so much reject feed. This slab is flooding in a way I hadn't imagined. It's not draining to the drain point that I set for it. I think there's just so much water coming onto it, it can't deal with it. I gotta feed this bale I just brought down. Brutal day, winds howling. I'm kind of in the lee of the skid steer here, putting diesel in. I just got back from the village. I had to buy 10 gallons of diesel because this thing was empty. Even on a flat, it was flashing empty. I'm not sure I'm gonna get it. I know I can get it started. I'm not sure I'm gonna get it to move because I forgot to clean the tracks the other day, and it was warm yesterday. But it's in single digits today right now with a howling wind, so I think the manure in the tracks might have frozen. I forgot to mention that these tracks are gripping really well even on the ice. This seep mud pattern, way better than the zigzag pattern, but I'm not happy to find out that there's some chunks missing in a couple places. They seem pretty scarred up for only having put them on here over the summer. The other ones took a lot longer to scar up, but then these were the budget option. I think they were, what, $5,000 less than the OEM tracks. So even if I get, if I get 2 years out of them, if they last that long, I'll be happy. But yeah, yesterday was just miserable because it poured rain all day and there was ice and just really nasty. And today is not going to be any better because it is bloody cold. All right, it is Wednesday, New Year's Eve. It is warmer today than it has been, only because the wind isn't up, but it is still eye-wateringly cold outside. I am not looking forward to going and milking cows right now. I've been out, I've fed them, I've come back in for coffee, lots of coffee, and to let it get a little bit warmer. Believe me, 2-3 degrees warmer when it's in the teens really helps. We have problems with pulsators on the milking claws freezing at this temperature because our parlor is unheated, it's exposed, and it's really primitive, so that's a problem. In the past, we've used socks full of rice. We microwave them and bring them down. I actually don't know where any of those socks are, and I haven't been bothered to make one. Usually we buy some really cheap rice or lentils or something rather than use good quality stuff. We get it at the discount store because why waste food? So I'm not sure we have any of that, or use a bag of that same inexpensive secondhand rice, as it were, to for drying cell phones and stuff. We use that for these microwave heat socks, but I don't know where any are. I don't know if we have any. I should actually get Allison to pick up some. She's out at an appointment this morning. That's why I'm milking by myself prior to doing any of the other chores, and I got to work on the boiler system. Still waiting on the parts that have not arrived that were supposed to be here a couple days ago. And then the ice storm happened, and then yesterday, I don't know why, probably because of the backup from the ice storm, they didn't show up. So I've got a ticket out because really I paid for expedited shipping, basically. By shopping where I shopped, you pay a little bit more because of the free shipping, which is also expedited shipping because they know that the heating system parts that they sell are needed. So I was really hoping they'd be here faster. The fact that I bought them, they technically should have been here last week. So I accepted Monday as the delivery date because usually out here we rarely get, I think only DHL, maybe FedEx commercial delivers here on Sundays. Saturday, almost never, unless it's the post office. So still waiting for those parts, and I got a couple things to do. Our helper Charlotte's here today, so I'm going to have her help me feed the PEX lines into the barn. But otherwise, without those valves and now without the pipe tape that I ordered that's coming in that parcel, the industrial good grade stuff, not the cheap Oatly stuff you can get around at the hardware stores. It's the only other stuff I can get around here. I'm waiting for all of that. I'm held up and chomping at the bit because these temperatures, you know, we're using electrical space heaters, and the mini split, which for now is working at these temperatures, even though it isn't rated for them. The space heaters are chewing up a lot of electricity. Our power bill's already way high. So yeah, I got to get this system in. First, I got to get these cows milked and not freeze. So I'm down here in a frigid parlor where the temperature says that means it's below 20 degrees here. At least there's a little bit of a breeze, but it's not blowing too hard in here. What I was saying before is these pulsators. So this is a claw. These inflations go on the cow's teats, and a air pulse creates a suction. Those little thin tubes are air tubes that go into the shell of the jacket there and pull air, which causes the liner to collapse and create a milking motion, a suction motion, like a calf's tongue. This thing here, this is a special kind of pulsator. A lot of pulsators are electronic driven or vacuum driven, but they're a separate unit and require a separate vacuum line. For this simple parlor, we chose these New Pulse ones that use the vacuum of the milk suction line to activate this pulsing cup. Any tiny bit of moisture at this temperature will freeze that up and it won't work right. And suction will suck the milk out of the cow, but it'll damage her teats. You have to have that grasping, pulsing motion. So as soon, I mean, just even coming down, as dry as these were, coming down here, the temperature change in the air trapped in the pulsator is enough to cause it to freeze. Certainly colder than 20 degrees. Yeah, I think outside the thermometer said it was like 17. But more importantly, once milk vapor, the hot 98 degree milk coming out of the cow gets in there and steam and vapor get up into that pulsator cup, that's where the problem gets, in between cow sets. In a big parlor where things are clipping right along, not an issue, but here where we're milking 2 at a time, and then I gotta, on a day where I'm doing it by myself and I gotta carry the milk up and come back, freezing's could be an issue. Let's get this show on the road. First customer, please. We're open for business. Libby Moo. Come on, darling. It is nice to see cows are having a chill morning out there, literally. But also everybody's way calm. I don't like it. Their milkings when they're beating on the door. Libby here gets milked alone, just because we're milking 8 cows, but Luna has had mastitis, and one thing after, I'm sitting on Libby's back for a second while I tie her so she can't swing. We use a rope to tie the cow in place, but only as just a rope as a backstop. Yeah, Libby, we're milking 8 cows right now. Soon to dry off 4 of them, I think. Libby is milked alone because I forget who her cohort partner was. They may have been Nettle. We dried Nettle off. Nettle's going to be giving birth soon. And Luna is still, she's had her foot injury that we had to treat her for, and she's had mastitis. And so she was at the end of the line because we had to separate out her milk and we didn't want to contaminate the buckets and have to clean them in between cows. So it was just simpler to move her. So we milk Libby singly, milk Luna singly at this moment. Pretty soon Nettle will come in probably at the end of the line with Luna. Because again, for a while, until we test her milk and get her colostrum out and feed her calf and everything, her milk will be going to the calf and the pigs. And once she's tested clean, she'll go into the pipeline, but we'll milk her last. So for now, we start off with a single cow, we end with a single cow, milk 3 sets of doubles in between. And I can't wait for the day when we can milk 4 at a time in any order. Right now we have to do certain orders, certain pairs of cows, because they're just, it saves a lot of aggravation. All right, let's get this show on the road. First thing I got to do is start the vacuum pump. And then, because this is temporary and primitive, wait out here till the outdoor vacuum kicks up. Come on. Sometimes it doesn't work and I gotta go kick the flap. All right, vacuum's up. Yeah, it'd be nice to have the new parlor and be able to milk 4 cows at once and not have everything outside in the freezing cold. That's for another time, though. All right, that's it. That's milking done. Gotta let out Luna. It took 2 hours to milk 8 cows. It's just a stupid amount of time. There were problems with the pulsator on the first 3 cows. It kept freezing up, but then it got above 25 degrees in here and things started working better. How'd you go, Luna? Come on, all the way out. Atta girl. Come on, out you go. Never mind your mama. Come on. Easy does it. Come on, a little bit. There we go.